Hey, welcome to The Fix. I'm Tucker.
And I'm Travis.
And whether it's your home or your job site, we are talking about tools.
Today's tools, we're going to be talking about home necessities, tools that are everyday need. Things
Basics that everybody should have in their house.
Exactly.
Yeah, like we had, like my daughter is in college. She just moved into a new place. One of our videographers was telling us, like, she has a new place. She doesn't know, like, hey, what are the basic tools that I should have? And I was thinking this morning, this might be good for even us professionals that already have tools. These are the tools that you should go get out of the garage and bring inside because you're going to use them a lot.
Absolutely.
Or the ones that you're like, oh yeah, I did need to grab a new pair of those, new set of that, So basic tools that everybody should have in their house.
So with that, what's your first tool? What do you think?
I'm going to go with something super simple. Needle nose pliers.
That's a good one.
I think this is probably the one thing that if it's not in my junk drawer, I get a little annoyed. Whether it's fixing kids' jewelry, or getting little things out of other little things.
Hair out of your drains.
Hair out of your drains. This is a great tool. But it's just a basic, simple set. This is a Black Diamond one that we carry at North 40. They're inexpensive, and there are just so many uses to it. Not just pliers, needle nose pliers.
Needle nose pliers. I like it.
What do you got?
Let's see. I got a nice pair of tongue and groove pliers or channel locks.
Channel locks.
These are pretty universal. I like to use them like automotive.
Yep.
That's where I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna be using them for like hose clamps.
Yep. Great for that. Plumbing. Which, if in case you're not a tool person, why do they call it channel locks? Why are these so versatile?
So the channel locks is this right here. So it allows you to increase or decrease its width, the tooth width. So like if you got something you need a little extra torque on that you can't get in a good space, this stuff's gonna be really good.
And it goes from a big nut like on a drain all the way down to something small.
Exactly.
And
it gives you that extra little bit comes in handy, really.
And they're a little bit longer, so you do get that extra torque on them.
Yep.
So I would go with these over just a regular pair of pliers any day.
Yep, for sure.
Okay. Next, I got a pair of diagonal cutters, also known as dikes.
Yep.
We had a discussion about where that word comes from because it could be confused with something that's inappropriate. But dike is just short for diagonal cutter. Often call these nippers, wire cutters. These are for cutting.
Yep.
These are for and it could be wire. It could be, what these are great for when around like birthdays and Christmas? Zip tie cutting. Same thing as the needle nose pliers. Super inexpensive. I always had these in my tool pouch because you can cut nails and screws with them. And you got to get them right down by the base, but you could cut through a nail or a screw too if you're trying to take a piece of wood out or something like that. These were also great to remove, if you were gentle enough, remove nails to lever nails out. They're like the go-to grabber, and cutter. So yeah, a pair of dikes, pair of diagonal cutters. That'd be on my list.
Good pick. Next, I got this is a utility knife, the snap knife. So
yeah.
This is something I probably should carry more often here.
Yep.
I just never seem to have a knife sitting around ready to go. Tucker always takes care of me. But this is something that, you can reload the blade, snap it off. Boxes.
Yeah, I carry a knife everywhere I go. Yeah. You know what I use it for? Opening boxes. That's 99% of the time it's what I use it for. And what this lets you do is have a sharp knife all the time.
All the time.
Because there are times when it doesn't matter. You're cutting tape on a box. Who cares how sharp it is as long as it works? But there are also other times if you're stripping wire or something like that, you want something sharp that it's safer when it's sharper. You're not pressing in the wrong direction, stuff like that. So
and I know some people are pretty particular about their actual knives. So I mean, something like this is pretty cheap. You can replace the blades, so you're not gonna sit there and be like, I'm gonna ruin my knife or mess my edge up because then I gotta go sharpen it again. So this is something that's just it's consumable, so you can just constantly use it, refill it, and keep on going.
Yep. Yeah. When I was working on construction crews, I was very particular about my utility knife. Yeah. Especially because you did need to change blades a lot. I had this one that I still like that I could very easily swap out blades and that was just super important. So this offers another way to just keep a sharp blade, and that's it's just something that everybody should have in the house.
I think a carpets.
Yep.
Like
Carpet and carpet padding. If you're cutting carpet, you have to have a sharp blade. It just doesn't work.
And it chews up your blades too.
Oh yeah, it chews up your blades really quickly. So if you're doing some kind of project that involves carpet, you always have to have a sharp blade.
Drywall,
cutting drywall tape, cutting drywall. Yeah, super important.
Very, very good utility. So
Yep.
good to have.
Okay, I'm gonna go to something super basic that I just always have. Everybody has one, should have one. It's just a simple tape measure.
Maybe a few.
Yeah, I always have a couple laying around.
Seem to never be able to find mine, but
yeah. You know what helps? High visibility. I have DeWalt ones because they're bright yellow and it's just easier to find.
I got Milwaukee. It's red.
It blends in with everything.
Still can never find
I don't
it.
know if I'd go with a Black Diamond black one unless I knew where it was all the time. You know what I do is the belt hook. I always hook it on the top of my toolbox.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Mine's always in a junk drawer. So
yeah. And you know what? Having a small one, you never know. Like we've talked about this, like measuring for furniture, putting blinds up, stuff like that.
Just really quick.
Don't eyeball it. Your eyes are not as good as you think. Use a tape measure. Get a pencil. Yeah, just get a tape measure. Just get it. I remember when I was younger, somebody showed me like, oh, this width right here is an inch. Yeah, the inch. No, it's not. It's not. Your finger's going to be different than mine. Be precise. Have a tape measure around. They're very inexpensive. You can get them, if you don't know, you can get them in different lengths. So this is a 16-footer, but you can get them all the way up to I have a 35-footer that was my go-to when I was in construction.
This one looks like it's double-sided, so it does metric as well.
Yep, and most of them do. This actually does. It's not metric. It's actually got the fractions. You can show that. I'm sorry. It is double-sided, so it's on both sides, but it actually has the fractions, especially if you're a newbie. I feel like we could do a whole episode on just how to use fractions. It's like the only thing from high school math that I still use.
I could probably use that
education
myself.
Like my kids, when I'm doing it with them, they always say like 2 1/4. Yeah. No, it's 2 1/4.
2 1/4.
2 1/4. But tape measure should be in everybody's house.
Sweet. On to the next one. I got a screwdriver that is a ratchet grip.
Multi-bit.
So this has multi-bits. It ratchets, so it cuts down your twisting action, helps you out. Something like this is just handy. Like no matter which way you cut it, this is going to come in handy for basically any job that has to do with hardware inside your house.
Yep.
And it has the tools included with it.
Yep.
I do believe these are stored in the handle, which is nice, so you can always have them. I'd still lose them anyways, but
but then you get new ones and they pop right in the end.
Yep, exactly.
It's magnetic, so the screws don't fall off. You know what I did the other day? I was fixing one of my Xbox controllers, and you know what? Like I thought this was a great one, but having a small set as well, or taking batteries in and out of little toys. Like you should just, and this has the number one Phillips bit, which is typically what
the tiny ones
that everybody uses on their battery
for their
compartments.
Obnoxious toy guns.
Yeah, the ones I decided in my family, the little watch batteries, those are now outlawed. Any toy that comes with the little watch, 3 of those little watch batteries, you're going to spend 5 times as much on the watch battery replacements as you are on the toy. So those are gone. But whenever I do replace stuff. Having just a versatile screwdriver that's easy, ready to use, it would be super helpful.
And I will say, I kind of wish we brought one out. Stubbies.
Yeah, the little short
I love
ones.
a little stubby one that's
we'll
about
put a picture up.
Big.
Yep. I have a couple of those.
Now, times I have like just a cupboard that has no space in it. That's so handy.
Yeah, adjusting cabinet,
little
doors.
Stubby.
Well, and especially in automotive, getting into tight spaces with hose clamps. Oh yeah, those are super helpful.
Yeah, so nice little hand tool here for you.
Okay. All right.
Next.
I don't know if we're going to qualify this as a tool, but I thought it was really important. Super glue. This is the Gorilla Glue brand. Super glue and duct tape. 2 things that should just be in every house. If you don't know, be careful with super glue. You will stick your fingers together.
If it's a funny story.
Go for it.
These look like eye drops.
No.
Yeah.
Did you?
A long time ago.
Dude.
It was a good day.
Dude.
We can cut this if we have to.
No, that's staying in. Super glue should be out of children's reach.
Absolutely.
Duct tape, not so much.
No, duct tape. I mean, duct tape's it's just tape, though. But
Yeah.
it's
These are just very versatile fixes.
yeah. I mean, if you gotta hold something together just for a little bit until either you can replace it,
Yep.
do whatever with it. I mean, this is good.
Yep.
Go ahead, keep it in place for a while, and then obviously the same thing with
Yeah.
super glue.
So my wife has a set of really nice casserole dishes, and the first day we got them, I chipped one of them, and I had the chip right there, and I had this Gorilla Glue, and I put it back on, and it stayed, and it's still on there, and it's got to be like over a year that it's still holding on there, and it's been used a ton in the oven and stuff, still holding on there.
That's
you
impressive.
can still see it. It's not perfect,
Yeah.
but it's still staying on there.
I mean,
So
sometimes if it just works, it works.
it works.
You don't need to make it.
I don't need it to be
beautiful things.
it doesn't need to be a pretty casserole dish.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead. You got one. That one.
Let's do this one. So this is just your, I'd say run of the mill, but it's not really run of the mill. So this is a pretty all-inclusive set. It's a 3/8 drive SAE, so it's standard, and it's a ratchet set.
So standard, just in case you don't know, standard or metric. Those are the two. So if we say SAE, we mean standard. That means inch, 2 inch, a half inch. Metric is 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter. So this is an SAE set.
Not much crazy things to say about it.
Just having a
it's
simple
pack
ratchet
out.
set.
It's got a ratchet. It's got extensions. And then you have short and deep well sockets. So it's a really good tool for any sort of like furniture building. A lot of that's all uses sockets nowadays, or it's hex drive.
Oh yeah, furniture building, big. Like don't use the little wrench that they send in the packet. Yeah,
unless you want your wrist to hurt for the rest of the day. So.
And this is a high-end set. This is a Milwaukee set. If you watch our last episode, we talked all about pack outs and how helpful they can be. But this is a nice set. It's $140. But it's not going to break. They have limited lifetime warranties on these, and it's going to function well. You're going to have it forever. You're going to lose your 10 millimeter within the first week. That's
Guaranteed.
fine. Just get another one. That's why it's in our logo. And there's so many times when I just go out. I have one of these in my garage, and it's just easier to grab that, bring it to where I'm working, and then be able to check the size and figure it out and use it.
Absolutely.
So, all right, so second to last thing here, we each have one. These might be, all right, I'm getting a little more into my fixes, but we thought we'd throw DeWalt some love. But this is a drill. That's an impact driver. Just so we're clear, this is for drilling holes. This is for screwing things in.
I still drill holes with it.
Well, you can.
With cornice drive.
Right. Well, and some of these have, this one doesn't, but you can actually switch it away from impact mode.
Exactly.
But impact driver, like I don't put screws in with these anymore.
No. And so we have different shanks. So we have some that have cornice drive, and it totally depends on what tool you're working with. But I agree. I mean, they have their place.
Yeah, and this is primarily going to be for drilling holes. Still has the light here, still has the quick chuck, and you can adjust. What's nice with these is you can adjust your tension. The 1/4 inch quick connect here. This is going to be the pull version, so you just push your bit in, and you just push it all the way in, and it'll click.
Yep.
And it locks in there really well. So you're going to use that. I use this all over the house all the time. If I'm hanging a picture, putting screws into a piece of furniture or something, that's my go-to.
Yeah.
And these are the DeWalt versions. There's Milwaukee. There's also all sorts of different brands that you can get. But having an impact gun, having a drill around the house can be super helpful. And really, if you're getting started with doing some of your own projects, these are some of the basic tools that you should have around the house.
Yeah, I have the Milwaukee versions, M12s, and gosh, I use them probably daily, honestly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
yeah, and it's especially the impact gun. This is great for automotive. You can get adapters so you can use them with your socket set.
Yep.
And instead of hand tightening stuff, it's way quicker. You'll save a ton of time, and this will get it decently tight, where you don't have to come back and. All right, so we got we'll kind of one more, and then we'll show you a full kit that you can get. This is a full drill and driver set. So a driver and drill bit set. So on this side, you have your drill bits, and those are hex shank drill bits. So those will pop right into the driver for that you just had. Same thing with the changeable bits over here for your screw bits. It comes with screw bits here. This is their spring release bit that makes it really easy to just pop those in and out. So this would be something that you put into a drill so that you'd have quick release to pop these different tools in and out. This is from Montana Brand Tool Company, which is a division of Rocky Mountain Twist, and we actually went out there last week. So that's going to be the next episode that we do, is our tour of the Rocky Mountain Twist manufacturing facility, which was amazing.
Yeah, blown away. Seeing this from a chunk of steel to becoming an actual tool is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, and we won't spoil it for you, but there are things that they do there that were patented there, right in Ronan, Montana. That was really cool. That you had no idea. I had no idea.
I mean, you probably used them.
Yeah. And tools that I've used for 20, 30 years that I didn't know were invented right there, and then we'll go over that in our next episode. But these are really nice, high quality, simple bit set where you have drill bits, screw bits. They're easy to switch out, and would be a perfect companion for those drill and driver sets.
It's a nice, high quality, United States, made in Montana product.
So those are kind of all the tools that we think you should have in your house at your disposal. Like we said, maybe you just realized like you lost your needle nose pliers. Need to go get another set, or your super glue dried up and it's time for a new bottle. Maybe this is nothing new for you, but if you're newer to doing some of your own stuff, those are some of the basics that we thought you should have. But you could go buy those things individually. That's what we do. Or we wanted to show you a Black Diamond full kit. And this is just going to be a full kit of basically all the tools we just talked about. So you have your channel locks, you have a level, you have Allen wrenches, there's your utility knife, scissors, there's the smaller screwdrivers we were talking about. You have a simple socket set over here, drill bit or screw bits. This is going to be your 1/4-inch socket or ratchet right there. Needle nose pliers, dikes, tape measure, and then 1/4-inch bits there, and an adjustable wrench. So and a hammer, obviously. So you can find different versions of these kits at pretty much any store. You can find them at Home Depot, Ace, North 40, but it's basically an all-in-one, super simple to go grab everything. I will say, and this may be a little unpopular, these are typically a little bit lower quality than buying the individual tools. However, a lot of the tools we just showed you were Black Diamond tools that we would still trust in our houses. But typically, the one you get a mass-produced set like this, you might get a little bit lower quality, maybe.
Right.
But it makes it simple.
And it's functional.
And it's solely functional. A hammer's a hammer.
Yeah.
The limitations on this are going to be like with the socket set. You don't have deep well sockets.
Right.
The tape measure is going to be a shorter one. Actually, that's the same tape measure we already showed you. So it's got a different version of the utility knife. But I thought it was impressive. This came with scissors. You never know. That's
honestly
super helpful.
I don't think I've seen scissors come in a kit like this ever.
No. Yeah.
So
that was super thoughtful.
Nice. So
yeah. So all that stuff, or all in one.
Yeah.
Gives you a lot of the tools that we were just talking about. So really.
Yeah.
You put that in your eye?
I had to have been I was super young. And
wait, okay, hold on. We're gonna talk about this.
So I'm running around the house, and I don't think it had a label, or I just wasn't at a point where I was like, "Oh, cool." So I'm I'm gonna put some eye drops in my eye.
Did you usually put eye drops in your eye?
No.
You just thought it'd be a good idea to put eye drops in.
Yeah.
So you didn't have contacts or anything like that.
No.
Your eyes weren't bothering you yet.
Nope. This is pre
glasses.
Pre glasses. But
did you do both eyes?
Nope, just one. Blinked fast enough that it caught my eyelashes. So I didn't actually glue the eye shut. I just glued my eyelashes. But I did walk around because I was like, oh, I can't see.
Yeah, I bet that stings a little bit, right?
And my mom's had a meltdown. Calls the ambulance.
Wait, did you walking around with the bottle so she knew what it was?
I don't remember. I don't remember that part. I remember probably screaming my head off, crying because my eye won't open. And obviously my mom panicked.
I mean, I've had kids. My kids have done some crazy shit, but that they've never done that. So the moral of the
I can
story is
see it,
make
yeah.
sure that if you do have super glue around, have the solvent as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the basic tools that we think everybody should have in their house, or a full kit like you can get from Black Diamond here at North 40. We just wanted to like, you know, like we said, if it's a reminder or just if you're getting started, these are the basic things you can get. We're really excited about our next episode, showing you around Montana brand tools and their manufacturing facility in Ronan. But we'll do that in our next episode. My name's Tucker.
I'm Travis.
Thanks for watching The Fix.